All right, it's time to go over my top 10 running backs for week 5. We're going right on into this. At number 10, I'm going Brian Robinson Jr. this week. He's starting to show that he can be the man for this offense. And I know last week Austin Eckler was out with a concussion, could be out again. He may play. We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, I do like what Brian Robinson Jr. is doing for this offense and Jaden Daniels' maturity, right? So he needs a good running game in order for him to learn and to kind of take everything in and be the best quarterback he can be. Brian Robinson Jr. is able to do that, and he's getting chunk yardage, and he's making fantasy owners very, very happy that they have him on their team. Brian Robinson this week taking on a Browns defense that ranks 7th against opposing running backs. He's going to need to lean on Robinson for success. The whole Commanders team needs to lean on Robinson for their success. So it's one of those things that as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, even though it's against a good Browns defense, just the opportunities alone should be able to make him fantasy viable. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up punching in to the end zone for a touchdown this week. Brian Robinson Jr. can absolutely do anything he wants on this football field. He runs hard, he runs fast, he can hit the hole, cutback ability. He's got everything. I'm loving what Brian Robinson Jr. Is doing so far in 2024, and I think he continues to do that in week 5. Easily number 10 for me. We're right along here at number 9. I have to go Aaron Jones. We saw what he's able to do against his team last week against the Packers. He can just do it, right? So he was almost at a top 5 in snaps for the running backs last week. I think he's just doing great. He is clearly a consistent running back week in and week out. As long as he can stay healthy, Aaron Jones should definitely be into your lineup this week, taking on a Jets defense that ranks 5th against opposing running backs. He's shown to be a consistent contributor for the Vikings, and even though going against a tough Jets defense, I think the opportunities alone with a Vikings team that is clicking on all cylinders right now should be in a positive game script against the Jets, which means Aaron Jones should have plenty of opportunities to score you fantasy points this week. I like myself some Aaron Jones. Move it right along here. We're going to the next guy at number 8, Josh Jacobs, another running back now getting Jordan Love back. So could be in more positive game scripts. And I'm telling you, this week could be a killer week for Josh Jacobs, taking on a Rams defense right now that ranks 27th against opposing running backs. Could have a large workload in a positive game script this week. Josh Jacobs should be able to benefit from having Jordan Love back, slinging the ball all over the field, and having these guys saying, okay, we can't sack the box. We got to beat, back it up. And then Josh Jacobs has all the room to run all he wants in the world. Should be able to do whatever he wants against this Ram defense. Remember, Aaron Donald, he's retired. They ain't got nobody in that middle who's going to stop these guys. He should have a big day. I like myself some Josh Jacobs. We're right along here. Going to the next guy at number 7. We're talking about James Cook. James Cook, a good running back. I like him. I have a little lower this week just in my rankings because of everything's going on with the ambiance of this game and Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. This week, we're taking on a Texans defense right now that ranks 8th against opposing running backs. He's going to just take a back seat to Allen this week, like I was saying. I think Allen wants to prove, hey, look, I don't need you, Stephon Diggs. On the other side, Stephon Diggs is going, look, I don't need you, Josh Allen. I think these two going back and forth is going to lead Josh Allen to run the ball more himself, and he's going to pass the ball more himself, which leaves Cook kind of on the outside looking in. I think he's going to do enough to be fantasy relevant to get you some points, but I had to knock him down a couple pegs. I think it's going to be more of a Josh Allen show than a James Cook show. I still like myself some Cook, though, this week. Be confident, put him in your lineup. You should be completely fine with James Cook. Move right along here. At number 6, I'm going Bijan Robinson. Yes, a running back of Bijan Robinson's caliber down here at number 6. I just like a lot of some other people more than Bijan this week. They're going to be a matchup that I think we can expose, and he's going to be in a divisional matchup this week that they're going to need a lot of Bijan Robinson. Right now, Kyle Pitts, completely cockadoodle. We don't know what we're getting out of Kirk Cousins. A little bit of inconsistencies of what we're seeing. But this week, taking on a Bucs defense that ranks 23rd against opposing running backs, he should be heavily involved in this matchup, right? They're going to need him to be successful. They should be able to throw the football with Drake London and Darnell Mooney, and then a lot of Bijan Robinson running it up the middle and on the outside. Maybe he could probably see some more screen passes against this Bucs defense. I still think Bijan Robinson's a really good play. Again, don't look at him at number 6 and be like, man, he's kind of really low. I'm not low on Bijan Robinson. I just have a lot of other people a lot higher than Bijan Robinson just this week in week 5. So let's move right along here. Going into my top 5 now. At number 5, we're going Kenneth Walker. We saw him go back from injury, and he was really clicking. Kenneth Walker was almost like he wasn't injured in the first place, just running it all over the field. Had multiple touchdowns last week, and he could be able to do the same thing this week. He's taking on a Giants defense that ranks 15th against opposing running running backs, he should be used yet again as a bell cow. Don't worry about Zach Charbonnet out there. I know he had, what, the second most snaps a couple weeks ago. That was because Kenneth Walker was injured. Now he's coming back, and he had one of the most snaps again in this week as well. So he is a top 5 again in these running back snaps. Kenneth Walker's doing whatever he wants in this offense. He's a hard-nosed running, and he's benefiting from an offense that's clicking on all cylinders with Geno Smith and a plethora of wide receivers out there. I think this week going against the Giants, they could be in a very big positive game script, which means Kenneth Walker should have all he wants to eat at an all-you-can-eat buffet, aka the New York Giants. I like myself some Kenneth Walker this week. We're right along here. At number 4, we're talking Jordan Mason. Again, having an amazing matchup this week against a team that's not going to stop the 49ers. You know, the only thing that they can hope for is that Kyler Murray and over there, he can kind of put up the same amount of points as the 49ers. But like I said, this week, Jordan Mason going against this Cardinals defense that ranks 28th against opposing running backs should be able to have, you know, as many yards as he really wants this week, right? There's nothing really going to stop him on this Cardinals defense. The defense isn't good whatsoever. Should be a lot of Jordan Mason running the football, especially if they get an early lead in this game. Brock Purdy can able to do a couple scores, a couple strikes down the field. You can see Jordan Mason having all he wants. He could have over 20 carries this game. It wouldn't shock me whatsoever, and he's going to be very, very beneficial. Look for a big week from Jordan Mason in week 5. Move right along here at number 3. We're going Kyren Williams, the guy who gets a crap buttload of carries himself. Blake Corum completely non-existent at this point, even though there's no Puka Nacua, there's no Cooper Kupp as of this moment. I know they won't be there for week 5. Should be a big Kyren Williams show as well. This week, taking on the Packers defense, ranks 18th against opposing running backs. You know, getting a crazy amount of work, and even against a Packers team that's going to be scoring a lot, even in a negative game script, I still see Kyren Williams getting a ton of touches, 16 to 18 carries. I think set it and forget it. He just gets the ball all over the field, and he gets some catches here or there too. Kyren Williams can really do it all for your team. I have no problem with you starting Kyren Williams. Easy number 3 for me. Coming at number 2, I'm going Alvin Kamara. I gotta go Alvin Kamara at number 2. Even though he's going against a tough defense against the running back, I think Alvin Kamara, they just run the entire offense through Alvin Kamara. Clint Kubiak is really starting to use Alvin Kamara and less of Derek Carr, which means that they're staying in the games longer. They had 2 close games in these last 2 losses against the Eagles and the Falcons. They could have won both of those games and be 4-0 right now. So don't get it twisted. The Saints are a very good team, very good offense, very good defense. I think this week going against the Chiefs, who will be missing Rashee Rice, but this defense ranks first against opposing running backs. Kamara should be featured once again. He is the guy. He goes all over the field, whether he's catching the football, whether he's running the football. It doesn't matter. They love to use themselves some Alvin Kamara, and I'm telling you, against this Chiefs team, if they're able to get some type of early lead against the Chiefs, they're going to be using a lot of Alvin Kamara to churn up this clock to get this game over with. I see Alvin Kamara having a really good game, even though going against that Chiefs team that ranks first against opposing running backs. Doesn't matter to me. I like myself some Alvin Kamara, which leads us to number 1. We have to go Derrick Henry. This dude is absolutely eating right now, having a great performance. This is what I thought he was going to play like in weeks 1 and 2 when he really didn't have those good weeks. Now we're seeing in weeks 3 and week 4, Derrick Henry's really turning it up now. He's having some long chunk yardage. He's kind of getting into the groove and kind of learning this offense a little bit. This week, taking on a Bengals defense that ranks 21st against opposing running backs, he should really continue to absolutely feast on defenses, and that's to include the Bengals. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop these guys. I think it's going to be a lot of scoring. A very high scoring matchup. Joe Burrow should be able to sling the football all over the field against this Ravens secondary, and then they should be able to, you know, with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and company, they should be able to do what they want against this Bengals defense. So I look for Derrick Henry to get another healthy workload and easily for me to be my number 1 running back of week 5. Guys, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. We're putting out videos each and every week to help you set the best lineup possible and ultimately win a championship. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think of my top 10 running backs? Do you think there's a running back that I didn't put in here that belongs in here? Let me know in the comments below. I like to go back and forth with you guys, have a nice, genuine conversation about fantasy football, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.